Any impressions of Colorado's defense?
Yeah, give you a lot of different looks. They think their back end guys, their safeties and their corners, a little bit older kids playing well. They got a couple D linemen that give us some problems. So it's like every week for us a challenge.
What do you see Mossie's role, growing into now?
I like him, man. He really kind of flashed on us last week. He came in, TD went down, and so Mossie kind of got pressed in the service wide, and he was really an F anyway. But we put him at the other slot spot. I thought he came in, and he's kind of an instinctive kid football-wise. He's tough. I mean, I really like, I like where his head's at right now.
Was there any reason in particular that he didn't play more through the early part of the season?
No, he's a freshman, and you got Devin Fuller in front of you, and you got Thomas Duarte and those guys. That happens a lot in football. Those diamonds in the rough you don't know about till you ask her to marry you.
How big of an asset is it to have?
Wow. Are you asking the diamond to marry you?
Don't tweet that one.
How big of an asset is it to have Paul able to catch passes the way they did on Saturday?
Well, good. I mean, it's good for all our backs, right? I mean, that's kind of the prerequisite to play, in these styles of offense, these spread offenses, because you got to have a kid that can catch the ball at running back. We're not an I team where we just hand it to him, and we want to throw it to the receiver. Our backs are very involved in our passing game, so it's definitely something that our running backs have to be able to do.
Does Paul maybe give you the best fit in terms of a pass catching back that you've had, or?
I don't know. Jonathan Franklin was pretty good at it. JJ can catch. We've been lucky enough to have, when we go out and look at running backs, that's one of the things that you got to have that skill set to be able to catch the football out of the backfield.
Kyle, you guys threw a lot of wide receiver screens. Guys were saying this week it's sort of taking what the defense was giving you. When that, those wide receiver screens aren't really, Brett's not really showing off his arm. He's not really running as much. Do you almost feel the need to give him more runs or do something to kind of exploit his strengths? You see what I'm saying?
No, I mean his runs I don't know. I don't give him more runs, but he already had 95 yards rushing.
Right.
So I think there's a nice little balance in there for him where he does have the ability to keep the ball and run. Now some of those yards obviously come out of all passes where he's scrambling and running, but no, I mean I think that whole thing is set up to where is that you have to make the defense defend those things. And then once they defend it, hopefully it opens up some runs for Brett as he runs the ball.
Do you feel like it's getting to a closer point where you can actually have a choice of what offensive lineman you want to play? Because some guys are coming back from injury.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. We might be getting a couple of these guys back. And I told the O-line this yesterday. I think over probably the last 3 weeks or so, that's where I've seen probably our biggest progress has been in our O-line play. Those kids are starting to. Now they finally are starting to. Connor's come in and done a really good job for us to tackle him. Just let it slide Malcolm down to kind of more his natural position, and now they've kind of played together, enough now where they're starting to kind of feel each other. So, I was really happy with the progress that they're making there.
In terms of limiting turnovers, how do you teach them up?
It's like that thing you don't talk about, right? I hope it goes away.
Yeah.
No, and it's been like one of the things protecting the football. It's all about the ball, right? And that's kind of our group of guys have always done a really good job with that. In the last 2 weeks, just kind of hit us where we've had some turnovers, and so that's something that we've got to be real conscious of. The kids have to. We got to hang on to football. And I always tell them we've got to always preserve the right to punt the football, and that's one play that we're guaranteed we can do. So we've got to have it.
Do some of the turnovers in the last 2 weeks feel kind of flaky though? I know Brett's not one to fumble, and that twice in one game seems kind of weird.
Yeah, and both of them was knocked out by one of his own guys, which was kind of weird. I don't know. We don't want to talk about that anymore. We're not going to have any more.
Do you feel like Brett's spreading the ball around as much as he has in the past?
Yeah, I think the last couple of weeks, I think he's had the opportunities. I don't know. We had about 11 guys catch balls last week, which is what it should be. You know, it hasn't just been, okay, I'm just going to look for Jordan every play and see where he's at. So I think he's done a good job of that, and that's what this offense is kind of based on. The ball needs to be spread around to multiple guys. Make the defense defend everything.
Do you feel the beginning of the year was really kind of, it seemed like there was fewer targets that he was kind of looking at?
Yeah, I think he's become more comfortable with some of the new faces in there, some of the young guys that are playing for him, like Mossy and, TD. TD was never even started for us last year, and him coming in, and Eldridge, he's first-year guy. So, there's still some young guys in there that he's starting to play more with. All right, guys.